Sean Parr, got another Sean here with me, and of course his beautiful wife Renee, and one of their amazing 5 children that they take out on the road with them. We just came out of travel trailers, toy haulers, and now we're getting ready to go into, actually we came out of the toy haulers and the fifth wheels. We're going into travel trailers with our friends at Jayco, and you guys do a lot of refitting and refurbishing of travel trailers. So you're all about this section. How do you do that?
We love renovating the trailers. We've actually done quite a few Jaycos before. We will do a lot of times the inside of the trailers, renovate them, but a lot of times we actually will just fix them. We like the Jaycos because they usually have really good construction, and we're able to save a lot of the pieces of it when they've been damaged. Yeah, and we're not talking about 1 or 2 travel trailers or fifth wheels that you guys have been through. You know the inside and the outside of all of these vehicles. Not only have you lived in them with your families for years, but you also have to know exactly what you're doing when it comes to renovating, Sean.
For sure, yeah. Our personal rig right now is a Jayco JFlight. We've absolutely loved it. Like Renee said, we've done some pretty serious renovations to it, really made it our own, added a lot of personal effects, and then being able to make it so that it fits our large family, which is kind of hard to do. We had a toy hauler before, and we wanted to go this route to give it a try, and it's been a fun adventure.
Yeah, we really love that bunkhouse.
I want to point this out to folks that are watching right now that have a couple of kids and you're thinking maybe you want to try something. We're talking travel trailers, and let's talk about how it is getting on the road with your children. I know you have 5, which is a lot, and you guys have been through this for a while, but with a couple of kids, what would you recommend as far as a travel trailer for the first timers?
We really do love the bunkhouse. Being able to have that space for the kids, being able to have their own beds and their own spots is so nice. And then being able to have a door where they can kind of be louder in that area. I think even in small areas, you can have your own spaces, and it can be really nice.
I know you're going to like this next one because Ian is going into the Jayco trailer. As a matter of fact, this particular trailer has a double bunkhouse, which you really enjoy.
Yeah, so we have the double. We have 4 bunks in the bunkhouse, and it is so nice. And the kids all have that space. Jesse does sleep on the folding out bed, but the other 4 kids, the older ones, do sleep in that double one.
Well, let's do this. Let's kick it off. Ian, show us that bunkhouse, and let's take a look at some travel trailers from Jayco.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Ian Baker, and today I'm going to take you through the Jayco travel trailer line. Now, I'm really excited to do this for a couple different reasons. One, it is a full service line, and what I mean by that is we're going to start right here with the SLX, which is kind of an entry-level travel trailer. If you're looking to get into camping, this is where it's going to be at. We're going to go all the way up to the Jayco Eagle, which is the top of the line when we're talking about travel trailers. So I'm super excited. Kind of walk with me. We're going to go through some of the differences between each line and why each one may make sense for you. Maybe you start here, maybe you don't. Let's take a walk through and we will find out. So as we step into the SLX, what you'll notice, this is an SLX 7, and there's going to be 2 different SLX lines, right? You'll have the Jayco SLX 7, the Jayco SLX 8, and the big differentiator between the 2 will be the number of axles. So your single axle is the 7, and the whole point of it is to be lighter weight. For people that, again, you want to just get into camping, you want to get out there and start exploring and be like, is RVing right for me? These ones are going to be at a great price point, a little more entry level on some of the features and amenities, but that's what helps bring the price down. And again, if you're looking for something lightweight, if you don't want to go out and buy a pickup truck, then something like this, the SLX 7, may be an excellent option. Now, when I say it's, a little bit lighter on amenities, that doesn't mean that it's, it's garbage, it's trash, or that it doesn't have good amenities, because it's the exact opposite, right? So for entry level, I mean, look at this. You're getting solid surface countertops in here, right, which are beautiful. It allows you to undermount a sink, which is something you don't get very often in some of your entry-level campers. Your water heater will run off both gas and electric. Again, that is a great feature you oftentimes do not get. Power awning on here. You'll see good storage, beautiful woodwork, excellent construction. We'll talk a little bit about that when we head outside. Like the Magnum Truss roof system that Jayco is so well known for. If we take a look up front, it's a Serta mattress. Again, you want to talk about name brand recognition, using good quality components. Even though it's entry level, doesn't mean that, it has to be, I guess, cheap build, right? That you shouldn't equate necessarily entry level with cheap build, because that's not the case when it comes to Jayco. And that's one of the things that you're going to find out as we walk through a lot of the construction in the line stays the same. There's a lot of things they do throughout, and we'll take a look at some of those again when we go outside and get into kind of the nuts and bolts, almost literally, of some of the Jayco features. Now, the reason I love this particular floor plan, this is the 174BH, is because, you know, if you're looking to get out with the family, this one has bunks in it, and this is perfect. Again, it's lightweight. You have the dinette, you have the double bunks in here. It just lets you, you know, kind of, again, just get out with the whole family. It has a roof-mounted AC unit in here. Again, something this size, a lot of times they'll do wall mount, not at all the case. And if we take a look at the bathroom, you can see you have plenty of space there, a tub shower as well. You know, right down here is our fridge, freezer combo, and this unit does run off both propane and electric. So if you're gonna be out there for, you know, a little ways, a little bit of time, this one will allow you to do it. And you know, one of the crazy things about the Jayco, the JFlight line in general. So the Jayco JFlight line, there's a couple different models within it, SLX being one of them. The crazy thing about it though, folks, is they have been the #1 selling travel trailer for over 15 years. And there's good reason for it. So, you know, and as I say, as we go through some of these amenities, you can see that. You know, you'll have multimedia center right up top here. You get solar prep. You know, if you want solar, not a problem. You can trickle charge your battery right from here. And there are bigger, you know, like I said, there are bigger lines too. So this one is a 7. And as you can see, you know, I mean, if we take a look kind of on the size here, you can see this one is a little bit shorter. You know, I mean, we're looking at the length, it's not super big, but there are much longer ones available in the SLX8 when you start to get into the double axle. One of the cool things about this one, if you take a look right down below, you'll see this one actually has a higher profile. You can see that extra height you get. So if you plan on going, you know, some trails are a little more off-road, something like this lets you do it. And again, with the lightweight, it is a perfect entry level. In fact, you know, as we kind of close down a little bit, wrap up the SLX series, I have a couple quick, I guess, highlights, right? If you're looking, you're like, all right, give me the quick pros. Well, here it is. One, as I said, it is the perfect entry-level travel trailer, both because of price and the fact it's lightweight. So you may be able to tow one of these with your current everyday driver and not have to buy a pickup truck. Two, as I mentioned, it's one of the top-selling travel trailers for the last 15 years. And the reason that's important to me is because if after a few years you start having a lot of problems, people wouldn't keep buying them. If you can maintain that record for a decade and a half, that says something about the units that they're putting out. And the third one is solid construction at a great price. And what I mean by that is, we talked about the great price, but this one has the Magnum Truss roof system on there. We'll talk about that as we go through a couple more, but I want to hit it here. And what they do is they use oversized nail plates to make sure nothing is shifting around. They use 2x2 for their risers. A lot of manufacturers will use a thin piece of aluminum, so you're getting that extra strength in there. And if you've ever seen Jayco talk about their roof, you can see tree limbs falling on them, you can see people standing on them, and the roof still will not be damaged. Also, everything up there is screwed. They don't use staples on the roof at all. Some manufacturers do, you know, try to save a little bit of time, a little bit of money to get that price point down. Just because it's entry level with a lower price point doesn't mean it should sacrifice on quality. Jayco knows this, which is one of the reasons the SLX series is so good. Now, let's say you like the features here, right, but you want to move one step up. Maybe you want something a little bit bigger. Start, you know, just kind of slide the amenities up a little bit. That's when we go into the JFlight. Now, again, still one of the #1 selling travel trailers because this is all kind of in the same line, but when you drop off that SLX, we get into a little bit larger floor plans, a little bit higher end amenities. I mean, you can see it right here in the steps, right? We're getting into aluminum steps. It's the MORryde step above step system, extremely solid. You get a larger grab handle coming in. When we take a look at the bunks, this particular floor plan has double bunks, but even then, you have 4-inch thick bunks. That's one of those things when you take a look through travel trailers, a lot of times the bunks will be like this, and you feel like you're sleeping on a piece of wood, but here, it's nice and thick. Another thing I love about Jayco is this right here. This is a double bunk. This has 600-pound weight capacity. When you're talking about good construction, you want to make sure that it's going to hold up. That 600 pounds you know, means that you can sleep 2 adults on here for the most part and not have any issues. And because the JFlights are a little bit bigger, you get into really cool and unique floor plans like this one where you have this sofa right across from the TV in a double bunk model. That Super Slide has a big U dinette. You know, if you want to be able to fit the whole family around it, This right here allows you to do that. The table changes a little bit, right? Because you can't have a table that, you know, is up against the wall when you have a U-shaped dinette like we did in the SLX. This one, you can actually take out. Let me show you real quick here. You can slide it right over here just like this. And let's say I want a coffee table. Great, no problem. Let me find this guy right here. And that should allow me to swing it down just like that. Boom, now I have a coffee table, right? I have a place to set my beverages down while I'm watching TV. So things like that, right, are kind of the amenities that you're starting to step up into. This is a really cool feature as well, and not that this is necessarily unique to the JFlight, but this particular floor plan has it, and I love that, right? It's just like a nice little door, open it up. Kind of cool. Most manufacturers wouldn't put the door there, it'd just be an open hole. And so, but you know, they know, like for myself, I'm gonna put dirty laundry in there. I don't want it hanging out. This lets me stuff it away, it lets me hide it. So you move into the bathroom, you can take a look in here. You know, you have upgraded countertops in there. You're looking at porcelain bowls. You know, you're starting to increase some of the amenities. You know, one of the things that I didn't talk about, but when I came in, I mean, you know, I have fairly broad shoulders, and look at this. I can step in and out of here, no problem. I'm 6 foot tall. I can stand up without banging my head. Now, if I'm 6'1", I'm hitting it, but the fact that it's wider means that I can grab, you know, again, laundry baskets or totes, things like that, be able to maneuver them in easier, which is a big deal for me if I'm loading or unloading the trailer. If we take a look at the kitchen, you'll see again, still beautiful countertops here. You know, you have plenty of drawers in this floor plan that are not just good construction, but also smart designs with the floor plans. Undermount sink right here. You get a skylight. You want to make sure you're able to let a lot of natural light in. That will definitely do it for you. And another thing that I love, and this one doesn't necessarily have it, but the next one we go to will, is you can get the farmhouse interior if you want it. So that's always one of those options that I personally love. And again, it's something that is manageable. If we take a look right up here, again, solar controller. You want to talk about, you know, starting to get into some nicer amenities. There it is, solar controller. You have the mount for the TV that you can take both inside and outside, you know, and that's a good feature to have there too. Great storage all the way throughout here. As I take a step out, that same mount that we just saw in the bedroom, look at that. There's another one right there. So as I said, you can take that TV, you can drop it down right there, and you are good to go. As we kind of walk up front, you can see the pass-through right in here, power tongue jack. Now folks, and again, so this one right here is the JFlight. Now I tried to pick bunk models for most of these just so you can kind of see, you know, as we go to one to the next, some of the difference in the amenities. But again, I want to make sure I hit on kind of the top selling points, at least for me. So for the JFlight, you're looking at medium to large floor plans. You're not going to find anything in the JFlight line that's going to be light, you know, super lightweight, that you're going to be able to tow, you know, with a small SUV. That's what that SLX line is for. So if you're looking for something a little bit bigger, you know, like we had here, something with some big double bunks, it's a great option. You also get added amenities. We talked about the larger entrance door, right? That main entrance, it's bigger, it's wider, makes it easier to load and unload. You also get things like a black tank flush. If you're not familiar with that, it makes it way easier to wash out your black tanks. You don't have to stick a hose down your toilet. So as we start to move up in the line, not only are we getting to larger floor plans, but we're also getting to nicer amenities. And the last one is great options. And as I said, that farmhouse interior is one. So if that's something you want, you'll want to kind of start at the JFlight and go up, because everything above here does have that option. And also, you can get fiberglass. Instead of, if you don't want the rolled aluminum, you want fiberglass, this one has an option for it. Now remember, it's still going to be a wood structure, but you will get fiberglass. Now let's say you want fiberglass with an aluminum structure. You want vacuum bond laminated. Well, that's what we have right here with the JFeather. And the JFeather is built to be lightweight. As far as amenities, between the two, they're going to be somewhat similar between your JFlight and the JFeather. This one is just built to be lighter weight. Let's head on in. We'll talk about some of the features in here. So, going to kind of walk in through the bathroom here, and again, right, we have a double over double bunk floor plan. You can see the nice thick bunks that you have on here, built-in ladder, you know, beautiful. Right up front, I love this. You have a little shelf where you can plug, you know, cell phones and things like that into. Now, if you notice, we talk about lightweight, so you have to do some certain things to take out weight. One of them is, instead of have the door, we went with the net. But the cool thing is there are tie downs in there. So if you want to take that net out, you can have some longer items in here if you want. But that makes it easier to access. But more importantly is the fact, as I mentioned, it cuts down on a little bit of weight. But still excellent construction throughout the Jayfeather. Now, it is worth mentioning the Jayfeather Micro, which I'm not going to show one in this lineup, but technically that has the lightest weight travel trailer in the Jayco line. It comes in at 1,500 pounds. So if you have basically like a car or a really small SUV, you know, that has like a 3,000 pound towing capacity, and you want to be able to tow something lightweight, the Jayco Jayfeather Micro has a floor plan for you. This is something else that I really like. Well, one, you get theater seats in this floor plan, which is great, but this right here is too cool. I've seen a lot of manufacturers attempt to do this, and I don't know why it's so hard, but Jayco did a great job. They basically just utilize the cup holder as it kind of stands, and then it allows you to just put that in there, and you can swing this in and out, and it's actually really sturdy compared to some other ones that I've seen with like a metal post. So I'm actually kind of a fan of this. You know, it gives you another spot. You can just sit right here. You have the TV straight across. Excellent floor plan built in here. And again, you know, as I said, everything is built to be lightweight. Now, if this one in particular is not, but if you're looking for what they call a hybrid RV, and what that essentially is you'll have, you know, 4 walls, but you have a pop-out tent bed, very similar to what you'd have in a pop-up. And so it'll have, you know, like a vinyl around that tent bed. Then the Jayfeather line is where you will find those. A lot of people like them just because it kind of gets you a little bit closer to nature, right? You get to hear the sounds a little bit more. You know, you can unzip the sides so you can get a lot of breeze coming through, and it kind of gives you more space in a lighter weight floor plan. And what I mean by that is because the beds tip out, you know, you get all that extra bed space without taking up floor space. So you can have a smaller box and still have a lot of room with some of those tip outs. So if you're looking for lightweight, the Jayfeather is probably the line you want to pay attention to. But still, you know, we're not sacrificing quality. I mean, you can see here, you know, you don't have any carpet. You know, you have vinyl in the slide out to make that nice and seamless. You have the beautiful, I don't know why I didn't touch this, done this right away, but this is that beautiful cottage interior that I mentioned. I absolutely love this. It's something Jayco came out with a few years ago, and I think they absolutely killed it. But this right here is really one of the things that has kind of set Jayco apart in the last couple years as far as design. You can thank Stacy Stewart for that. She did an awesome job. And as I mentioned, from the JFlight heading on up, that one will be an option. And again, we talk about upgrading amenities. You can get something like this, right? You get a power tower. Now you have a spot to plug things in, some USB ports. You don't want it? Great. You just tuck it away just like that. Whoop. Up, there we go. And now it's tucked away. Don't have to worry about it. Now as we come out, you'll see upgraded steps, right? You know, again, we're talking about some good upgrades. We have a capital grill out here rather than a cooktop. So we have great amenities there too. And let's talk a little bit about construction. You know, we talk about excellent construction. This one, you're still getting the Magnum truss roof system, vacuum bond laminated, which is extremely strong lamination for the sidewalls, excellent construction, and huck bolt frames. Now, what's the advantage of a huck bolt? Well, it's going to be a couple different things. One is the fact that if you ever do damage this, and gosh, I hope you don't ever have that experience where you get in an accident, but if you do, it's easier to replace sections of the frame. You know, it's not like an automobile where the frame gets bent and you have to fix it. It is much simpler and easier. Plus, it's been shown that rust generally starts right at a weld seam, so by eliminating that, helps reduce the chance of rust starting there. So let's do the quick 3. 1, as I said, it's built to be lightweight, folks. That is all aluminum construction as far as your structure with the vacuum bond laminated sidewalls. 2, has hybrid tent options. You know, that's one of those things that just not a lot of the line has. So if you're looking for something, a hybrid tent, Jayfeather is going to be the one. And 3, even the smaller models utilize the same construction, which is your huck bolt, your Magnum truss system, and the integrated A-frame, which I can show you on one of these a little bit later. But basically, it just means that the A-frame is actually integrated into the rest of the frame. It's not tack welded, so that way you won't get essentially your tongue jack that buckles up on you, your tongue. Last thing in the world you want is that to buckle up, and so by integrating that in there, it makes it nice and strong. So next up, we move into the White Hawk. Man, this is where it starts getting serious. You have beautiful construction here. I mean, you can see you have frameless windows. You know, you'll notice your power awning. You have the widespread axles here, so you get better towability. You have the Dexter axles with the never adjust brakes on there, so you don't have to worry about messing with brakes because That's not something you want to do, right? You want to sit down right here at your U-dinette and you want to relax, have a beverage or two. You don't want to be out there adjusting brakes. And then again, so we start talking about, okay, a little bit of upgraded features here. We move into the White Hawk. One of them, take a look at the dinette. Now, although you can't take this one out and turn it into a coffee table, what you do get is more leg room, right? I'm not banging into any kind of legs or anything right down here. Everyone gets excellent leg room here in the U-shaped dinette, and this still drops down into a nice big bed. You can see the theater seats right over to the side there, and of course, those are going to be right across from that TV. You get a great viewing angle. Taking a look in the backs, kind of similar setup to what we had in the JFlight we were just in. If we take a look in the bathroom here, so you can see excellent bathroom setups. You have good storage. Want to make sure they add the storage porcelain bowl here in the White Hawk. You'll get the, again, upgraded countertops. With the undermount sink, nice big sink in there. You have the mirrored medicine cabinet. And once again, you can see that we went with the cottage interior, that cottage white. I really like it for a couple reasons. One, it's not overly bright white. But two, it kind of gives that farmhouse look. The stain and everything on there just blends seamlessly with the oil rub bronze. Again, I really just love it. I can't say enough good things about it. Power tower, kind of like we saw. You get the high-rise pull-out faucet here. Good storage underneath. The Norcold fridge freezer combo. You'll see as you move up a little bit, you have a fireplace there as well. And the nice thing about a fireplace is that's just not for looks. Yeah, it absolutely looks great, but it also will kick out some heat. Now, one of the other things I wanted to mention that I didn't really get to hit on earlier when we talk about construction is that these cabinets, A, the fronts are hardwood, right? Don't think they're not, they absolutely are, but B, there's screwed and glued construction. If you feel back here into this style, you can see where there's a pocket screw in there, and that's because it is screwed and glued, right? They're not stapling their cabinets together, and so that's a big deal, right? We're talking about, construction. That for me is huge. Now you'll also see, this is a vacuum bond laminated, and so you can see here, you get the bowed interior in here, which I love, or the barreled ceiling, which definitely gives a little bit extra height right there, and especially in the middle. And then when we come up to the bedroom, some great features here too. You will see the bed. I like the bedding that they have on here. It's really nice. The window, that's a big one. We'll hit that in just a second when we go outside, but I love having that front window on there, or the windshield as some manufacturers call it. A, it gives you a beautiful view out the front, and B, just lets a ton of natural light in. And this is a really cool feature, this particular unit too. If we take a look in there, you can see that you have wardrobe as well as a mirror. And then right down below is some additional storage space. But again, just some of the things they're able to put in the White Hawk really are quite stunning. Now, as we come out, I do actually want to go up front here because this is something I don't want you to miss. Because this is, one of the, as far as aesthetics, right? This is a big one. So you get that 3/4 front cap on the White Hawk, but then that windshield is absolutely gorgeous. Really just kind of helps set this unit apart from some of them that we have seen previously. Now that integrated A-frame, I want to show you this real quick too. So if you take a look, and you can see right here, it's a BAL, which is a huck bolt frame, but look how it actually goes into the frame itself, right? Everything right there is integrated, goes all the way back and through, which is fantastic. Slam latch on here, you're looking at magnetic catches. So what are the big three? Well, one, the fact that front end gets your 3/4 cap in that large windshield. And for me, as I said, especially if you have a nice campsite, if you have a good view out the front, that's an absolute winner. Two, you get frameless windows, upgrades to the frameless windows, which not just look better, but also the seals are protected, and you can tilt these open while it's raining. It'll allow air to come through so it doesn't get stuffy and you won't get a bunch of rain in. And then third, we saw the excellent construction, the solid hardwood doors, the screwed and glued cabinets, but all these floor plans are still under 7,500 pounds. So, if you're looking to be able to tow with a half-ton truck, White Hawk may be a great option. Now, the other option here is going to be what we have right over to this side, and this is the Eagle HT. Now, there technically is one floor plan or one line above this, which is the straight Eagle, right? But the Eagle HT The reason I wanted this one is because it still has great amenities, but is half-ton capable. And so I think it appeals to a lot of people. If you want the pinnacle, and you have the truck to do it, you'll look at the actual Eagle. Caw-caw! But the HT right here is absolutely gorgeous. Now take a look. We have the same solid steps, but you get the added extra grab handle here, right? So you get that control from the very beginning. You get to this one, you can pull yourself right in. Same thing when you're heading right back out. It's still a bunk model again, because I still wanted to show bunks. You have a nice, solid, and robust ladder that you can easily climb. You have a grab handle here. You get those 4-inch thick mattresses. But one of the things you'll notice is it doesn't have a cutout, right? A lot of times corner bunks will have a cut, and so one side you're not getting the full length, but that is not the case here. You get the full length in both of these bunks. It's absolutely wonderful. They're big. You have LED lights in there. I just love what they did with the bunks personally. And then again, storage right there underneath. As we take a step in the bathroom, take a look at this bathroom. I mean, you want to talk about a great bathroom to have in a bunk model, and you can see the nicer amenities, right? I mean, look at that. You have an actual tile backsplash. How often do you see that in a travel trailer? You have a backlit soffit on your mirror, and you have a towel, not just a towel ring, but an actual towel rod in there. We take a look at the shower, and it's a beautiful shower in there too. Porcelain bowl, linen closet. These are just some of those features that really kind of start to pop out at you. And you're like, yeah, I can see that this is a top-of-the-line trailer. And the fact that, again, it's still half-ton towable, most floor plans are still half-ton towable, is very impressive. You'll see windows in the slide all the way around, some storage up top there. This is really cool, right? Just screams freedom at me. And obviously you can replace, if you want a different picture other than the Eagle. But, hey, look at him, right? It's intense, pure intensity. Has a light behind it, which, again, it's just a nice little picture frame that just kind of pops a little bit. You start to move into nicer light fixtures. I absolutely love these. These are actual glass, by the way. I don't know if you can hear that, but, again, you start getting into some of the, high-end amenities. Your multimedia center, take a look right here. You'll see that, gets kicked up a level too. You got the DVD player and everything built in. Nice fireplace there, just like we had, in the previous model. So as you start to look at, some of those upgrades, right? If you want a fireplace, you know what you're looking at. Essentially you're going to be at a White Hawk above, a White Hawk, Eagle HT, or an Eagle, and that will have that fireplace, which, let me remind you again, not only looks great, but is a space heater. That large U-shaped dinette, storage underneath the dinette, which is important, right? Very easy to access. Just swing that door open. Once again, the vinyl all the way through right here. You get storage underneath. Same beautiful upgraded countertops, high-rise faucet. You got a cutting board right there as we step into the bedroom here. Just to kind of show you. Again, I love the bedding. It's one of the things that really strikes me about Jayco is the bedding. Pretty much all their floor plans are absolutely stunning. You will see the storage right across the top. And you know what I missed? Hold on, we have to hit this. So you have an AC unit right here in the bedroom with a quick dump, but what I want to show you is right out there in the main living space, you have a quiet cool AC. This utilizes the Helix cooling system. That quiet cool AC is 30 to 35% quieter. It is absolutely phenomenal. I'm telling you folks, that one right there does a great job of cooling it down. So what are my top 3 on the Eagle HT? Here we go. 1, it's great for half-ton trucks. You're looking at about 7,100 to 8,600 pounds is what these ones weigh, so most half-tons are gonna be able to tow them. 2, you get a painted true front cap on there, folks. That's a big deal. That one's gonna wrap around. It's gonna help prevent water penetration, and man, oh man, does it look complete. Also, you have the Helix cooling system in there with that Whisper Quiet AC in a 35,000 BTU furnace. You wanna talk about being comfortable no matter what temp it is, that Eagle HT is gonna do it for you. Lastly, you have top-notch customization options. You're talking optional 10 cubic foot, 12-volt refrigerator. You can get an optional king bed. You can get frameless windows as an option. And my favorite part, you can get auto level. There aren't many travel trailers out there you can get auto level on, and this is one of them. So folks, in conclusion, I kind of hope that, you get a basic idea that A, you can start, it's something that's very budget friendly, kind of dip your toes in the water of what it is to get out RVing, what it is to get out camping, or you can go all the way up to the Eagle HT, where you get top of the line amenities, something that you can basically live in, and you have everything in between. And here's the great part about it. We're here to help you out. If this is just a small sample. If you have questions, please reach out to your local Camping World, stop on in. We'll be happy to walk you through, make sure we find the perfect RV that's gonna fit you, your needs, and your budget.
Introducing RV123 by Camping World, the only way to buy and take delivery of your new RV, all from the comfort of your couch or camp chair. To buy your new RV the easy way, just follow these simple steps. Step 1, shop till you drop. Find your perfect RV online at campingworld.com and schedule a live virtual walkthrough with one of our RV specialists. Step 2, make it mine. Discuss financing options over the phone with a Camping World finance expert. All paperwork handled via mail. Prepaid envelopes are provided. Step 3, let's go camping. Take delivery of your new RV at your home or campsite. Our certified delivery specialists will provide the same high-quality walkthrough that you would receive at a Camping World dealership. There's a whole new way to buy an RV. Get your RV the easy way with RV123 by Camping World.
My name's Dan McKenzie. This is my wife, Lindsay. We're full-time RVers. We're in Breckenridge, Colorado, doing some winter camping.
First 5 years of our marriage, we just traveled as much as we could. When we traveled, I just felt alive. I couldn't find that same feeling in anything else that I did.
And we were in a small mountain town in North Carolina, and it was beautiful. We were having an amazing weekend together, and she just looked at me and she said, I don't want to go back. We have to figure out a way to make this something we can do. What if we could travel full-time, take our house with us, take our dogs with us? But even when she said it, that seemed crazy. We started realizing that there was actually a community out there of other people from all different walks of life, all different age groups that were doing it. And then we just kind of said we're doing it.
We had done so much international travel, we had kind of neglected America. And so once we started exploring America, we just fell in love. We have found a whole new happiness that I never knew we could find. Every place offers something different and unique, and we literally fall in love with every place we go because there's just different culture and different attractions that we can check out.
We really enjoy going to breweries at every place that we go. So that's one of our favorite pastimes. We love, checking out the dog parks and taking our dogs on hikes.
Ice fish.
Ice fish, yeah.
We're gonna try.
Yeah,
That's another thing about RVing and the lifestyle is that you don't have to have a plan.
Yeah.
Like a lot of RVers you talk to, you ask, where are you going next? And everyone's like, I don't know, we might go here, we might go there.
You can chase the weather and enjoy the seasons in the summer, or you can do winter camping. Coming back to Colorado in the winter is an awesome opportunity for us. Parks that we like to visit actually have less people during the winter. And then when we get really cold and we're tired of the snow, we can just head out and go chase a little bit warmer weather. I think the thing that probably surprised us the most about RVing was the community. But through the internet and through social media, I can't even believe how many friends that we've made and all the connections and the community that's out there that supports you. It's pretty incredible.
It's so nice just to be around like-minded people, and the friendships that we're building are lifelong friendships because we just share this unique bond. We call it our RV family because that's exactly what it feels like. The first big risk that we took in our lives that led to a lot of other cool, exciting risks that we're taking now. We literally have a home on wheels, a traveling home. We don't live out of a suitcase like we used to when we would travel and take road trips. We've got everything with us, and home really is where you park it. And we just feel like we have the best of both worlds, really. Our adventure lifestyle, but also the comforts of home.
everyone, I'm Ian Baker, and I am joined today by my good friends, Caleb and Tiffany from Us the Remingtons. And today, we're gonna talk a little bit about kind of one of the businesses of Good Sam. A lot of people know of the campground discount, they know of the merchandise discount in the store, but there's a lot more to it. And one of those things is tire and wheel protection. And I don't know about you guys, but you know, I'm from Michigan, and the roads are not gentle. They are not kind. I mean, you guys have done some traveling. What have your experiences been?
I mean, we're from Chicago, so we're pothole century. So we know the rugged life of Michiganers. But yeah, I think Caleb. I'm not gonna lie here. Caleb does most of the driving.
Okay. We'll say 99.9%.
It's true. She did drive around the campsite once.
I think, yeah. There you go.
That's a mile from the
That's a huge.
No, yeah. The tire protection obviously is crucial. You don't really think about it when you first get an RV, but you know, as soon as you start driving on the road and you might see tire chunks here and there, you automatically think like, shoot, what happens if we blow a tire? And so having that protection, having that safety, because you never know. These are giant, big, heavy rigs flying down the road, going 70 miles an hour.
Yep.
And yeah, tire safety is crucial.
Well, and I'll tell you, you know, when my wife was pregnant, she happened to tell me that every pothole that is in the road, somehow I managed to hit. So I don't know if you guys have the same experience, but that's exactly how it was for me.
Yeah.
And if you guys ever blown a tire? You ever had that experience? I know it's one of like the dreaded fears, right, in RVing.
No, yeah,
Thankfully, we haven't.
haven't.
But
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, when we got our first Class A motorhome, it had old tires, and the first thing we did was replace them.
Okay.
Just to avoid that. But no, have you had any blowouts?
I have.
You have?
I have, yeah. So, and it's interesting, right? Because if a normal tow vehicle or a normal car, right? You know, you're driving a car. I have no problem changing my own tire. You know, I can make that work. I may have soft hands, but I can change a tire. So, but you know, I was driving a Class C, and it just kind of came out of nowhere. You know, driving, and all of a sudden I hear a big pop. Look back in my mirror, bunch of smoke coming out, and I'm like, well, that's probably not good. And so pull off to the side of the road and go and take a look, and sure enough, you know, it was a dually, and my inside tire had blown.
Yeah.
Great. That's scary.
It is. It absolutely is. You know, and everyone riding was like, what in the world is that? And, you know, my heart starts racing, you know, like everything starts to slow down. And I'm like, please don't be massive damage. Please don't be massive damage. You know, like, I know we didn't overload. What's going on?
Yeah.
And no, so, you know, we went back there, and sure enough, you know, I don't know how to change a tire. I mean, I don't have a jack that can lift this thing up. And so, you know, I did, luckily being a Camping World employee, I have Good Sam.
Yeah.
And so I did call them, they came out, and it was actually interesting because they have to come out with a special vehicle, a special rig to be able to jack it up. It's actually generally the same thing they would come out to help like an 18-wheeler, you know, like a semi-truck. You know, because it's the same thing. If their truck blows a tire, you need some kind of special equipment. And so the cool thing about this, and they were able to fix it, and you know, I got back on the road. I don't know if this is technically legal, but my passengers all had beers while we were waiting because they were in the fridge, you know. I was driving, I was sober, but
you gotta
do what you gotta do. You gotta make the best of it, you know. It's all about the experience.
But that's the thing. It's like we don't have to have necessarily experience to worry about that experience happening. So I think like for us, it's something that always sits in the back of their mind as soon as we turn the car on. So to have, again, reassurance and like success stories like yourself, like, hey, you know, it's actually not as bad as it can be. And then also Good Sam was there to help you. It gives us peace of mind while we're on the road.
Exactly. Peace of mind is a huge deal. And I'm glad they're able to fix it. You know, if not, the cool thing is, you know, they would have been able to fix it several different ways. They can fix the tire. They can fix the wheel. They'll replace it if they have to. I'm telling you, it's definitely a good deal, folks. This is just one of many stories. I'm sure if you talk to some people that are some RVs, friends that have been out there, they'll have similar stories. So if you're interested, make sure you sign up for it. Good Sam membership, 100% worth it. Caleb, Tiffany, thank you so much for joining me, guys. I appreciate you.
Thanks, Ian.
This year is for the explorers, ready for adventure. For the tailgaters, excited to cheer on their teams again. This year is for the work-from-homers, needing an escape to the great outdoors. For the virtual learners, taking recess back outside. This year is for the campers, the travelers, the families, the friends, the RVers. 2021 is the biggest year of camping ever. Discover a new way to travel with Camping World.
Looks like Creighton's out there. Dude, rock. Excited to be here. Thanks for the call. Let's do it. Let's go on some rock. I say man on rock, and then you say rock on man.
Shot's good.
I think we'll roll like 4 hours. Okay. With all the stars, I think it'll be really crisp. Beautiful. This is it right here.
Deserts continue with more excessive heat warnings through Sunday evening about 9 p.m. By Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, the sea breeze returns, and so does the marine layer, and we're back to normal.
We're at about, what is it, a 5,000 altitude?
Dude, we're at almost 10,000. We're at like 9,700 right now. We think it's gonna give us the best views. We're just going for it.
If this doesn't stop, we're not going to be able to climb.
This is basically just glorified mud. Right? Everything else is like really nice and easy and safe to climb. This stuff likes to pull off and break away and it's sandy. And
You're really selling me on this. Somehow we get up there. That's the most insane thing I've ever done in my life.